Boom! What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Armament Factory. We're back, baby. We're back again for another season of the Premier League. However, before we kickstart the Premier League in a week or so, we've got a Community Shield today, guys. The first game or the first trophy of the season up for grabs. And guess what? It's Arsenal versus Manchester City. That's right. It's a charity game. Although it's a charity game, it's an actual trophy. It's the Community Shield. So we are going to do our best to try and get the first trophy of the season. A lot of teams don't consider it a real trophy. However, I always thought of it as a real trophy. I think it's good to have that first one in the bank every season. So it's usually the Premier League winners, or it's not usually, it's always the Premier League winners versus the FA Cup winners. So Manchester City obviously having won the FA Cup last season and Arsenal having won the Premier League. They'll be facing off in Cardiff this year, not in Wembley or anywhere in England. It's in Wales. They're playing in Cardiff, a classic stadium where a lot of finals have been held over the years. FA Cup finals, Community Shields, other games as well, important games that have been played in that stadium. So we're back again. It's the first live watch along once again in 2026. So the season's kicking off very, very good. Arsenal, although we've had a couple of preseason losses, the team does look good. A lot of players that have featured in the World Cup are coming back. They had a good rest, so we played a lot of the youngsters. But hopefully today we're going to see a strong side facing Manchester City. Sorry, I was going to say Manchester United. Manchester City. Although Manchester City have a brand new manager in Enzo Maresca, he's fielding a strong team, and Mikel Arteta should also be putting out a very, very strong team. So let's have a look at the team sheet and see who is starting. Now, the game is about to begin in about 5 or 6 minutes or so. So I'm quickly going to run through the team sheets and then we get ready to watch the game. There's not much to say, to be honest with you, other than it's the first game of the season, really, not the Premier League season, but just the English football season in general. So let's have a look at the team sheet. Arsenal, David Raya back in goal after Kepa Arrizabalaga starting a lot of the preseason games, or most of them, and then getting subbed off a couple of times. But David Raya back in goal for Arsenal, which is a good. Then we've got Ben White, Gabriel Magliash, Mosquera, and Ricardo Calafiori as the back four. Then our new boy that we've bought for 75 million, Mr. Bruno Guimaraes himself in midfield on the right-hand side, with Miles Lewis Skelly, the 19-20-year-old in the center of the midfield, and Martin Odegaard on the left-hand side of midfield. Then up front, we've got Nonu Madueke on the right, Kai Havertz up front, and our first real signing of the season, Christoph Solis, which is a great player who came from Club Brugge, if I'm not mistaken, on the left-hand side of front instead of Martinelli, or where Trossard used to play, basically. So instead of Trossard this season, we're going to have Solis. So our two new boys, Solis and Bruno Guimaraes, on the field. Let's see how they cope. I mean, Solis has had some pretty good preseason games. He looks good. He looks fit. He looks fiery. He looks on top form. So hopefully he's going to show that today against Manchester City. Peakster back in the house. Yes, we are ready. Thank you for joining us, Peakster. Another season, another game against Manchester City. It's good to see you, my friend. It's been a long summer holiday with the World Cup and everything, but I'm glad to see you again. Here we go with the first game of the English season. I'm not going to say Premier League because it's not a Premier League game, but it's the first game in the English season. It's the Charity Shield. It's the first trophy. Let's smash Manchester City. Are you ready, Peakster? What do you think? What's your prediction for this game? Right, quickly, guys, before the game starts as well, let's talk about Manchester City's lineup, as we just had Arsenal's lineup called out. Here we go. So, Gianni Donnarumma in goal for Manchester City. Husanov, Diaz, Gvardiol, and O'Reilly as the back four. Elliot Anderson, their new boy, having been bought from Nottingham Forest, is playing as a holding midfielder alongside Kovacic. Then attacking midfielders, you got Doku on the left, Semenyo on the right, Phil Foden in the center, and Erling Haaland up front. So Enzo Maresca has fielded a very, very strong team, but I'm hoping Arsenal, with their experience and their knowledge of this team, are able to control them and handle this team. Peakster says 2-1 to Arsenal. I hope so. I think that's a realistic prediction. I can see Manchester City with Haaland scoring a goal, possibly the first one, and then Arsenal coming back, scoring two. Maybe Solis and Bruno Guimaraes, the two new boys for Arsenal, getting the goals. But let's see. Let's see how this goes. Manchester City look rearing. This is Enzo Maresca's first competitive game at Manchester City as the manager. I mean, he's been at Manchester City before as a number 2. He was Pep Guardiola's number 2 or number 3 at one point. And so was Mikel Arteta. So both these managers who are now leading their respected clubs as the main coach or the main manager were graduates of Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. So let's see how this goes. I can't wait. I'm so excited. We are back again. We are back again. Let's go. Cardiff City looks busy. I've been there before. I've seen an FA Cup final there before when Arsenal played. I want to say, was it Chelsea? Yes, Chelsea. Many years ago. It was really good then. We won that FA Cup, so it was great for the Arsenal. But let's see if we can. Hopefully, this stadium is a good luck charm for the Arsenal. And I don't think I remember us ever losing. I might be wrong because my memory is really bad now, but I don't remember us ever losing at the Cardiff Stadium. But you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. Right, here's the Premier League trophy and the FA Cup trophy, because obviously it's the Premier League winners versus the FA Cup winners. Both the managers leading out the teams now. I can't wait to see what Bruno Guimaraes can do. I know I've seen him in preseason. I saw him against Como in the game, the friendly game in the FA. I want to say not FA. Sorry, the Emirates Cup. Was it the Emirates Cup or was it just a random friendly? I don't remember, but I know we lost against Dortmund and then won on penalties, and then we drew against Como and then won on penalties. But I did see Bruno play in that game a bit. He wasn't too bad. I've seen Solis play. He's been doing quite well for Arsenal since joining. But this is kind of a more competitive game. This is a real competitive game. Let's see how these new boys veer against a team like Manchester City, who are fielding a very strong team, I must say. Right, a lot of handshaking going on. I don't know who these people are. I'm going to assume they're part of the charity that runs the Charity Shield. I'm sorry, the Community Shield. Coming to shake hand with the Premier League winners and then the FA Cup winners as well. Members of the FA, I'm going to assume. Right, tell me, guys, tell me what you think of Enzo Maresca at Manchester City. What do you think he's going to be able to do this season? You think he's going to take them to new heights or bring them back up to the top where they were under Pep Guardiola? Or is he going to be there for a period of 6 months to a year, then get sacked and they'll be looking for another manager? I usually think that a club that lets go of a manager that's been there for a very long time, it's usually a poison chalice. It's very difficult to step into the shoes of the previous managers. Done very, very well because there's a lot of expectations. So it's usually a poison chalice to go join a club that has just parted ways with a long servant or a long term manager. So let's see how he does. I don't think he'll do well. Although a lot of people said he was doing good at Chelsea, and he got a couple of those meaningless trophies like the Club World Cup and the Europe Conference League or Conference Cup, whatever they want to call it. But will he do good at Manchester City? Will he be able to win the Premier League with them? He has made a couple of signings, but they're bound to lose Rodri, who's not on the pitch today. He looks like he's going to Barcelona. So I don't know. To be honest, if they do lose Rodri, it's going to be a big loss for them. And if they do not get a replacement, even though the replacement that they were talking about was, I believe, Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea, which is not a replacement for um, Rodri. To be honest with you, so if they don't replace a player like Rodri, it's going to look difficult for Enzo Maresca to really um, create a stability or a strong force in Manchester City that will do what they did under Pep Guardiola. But let's see. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt. The only team in the Premier League, really, or in the English league that has some stability would be Arsenal. I don't see any other club, to be honest, that is really stable. I mean, Chelsea's has got a new manager. Tottenham, not. I mean, he's not new. He was there from last season, but halfway or towards the end of last season, he came in and he kept them up, and they've made a lot of changes since then in personnel. So there's no real stability there. So Chelsea, Tottenham, Manchester United as well. Um, they've kept Carrick on. They got a few players, but it's really the same team as last season who couldn't cope with 2 games or 3 games in a week. They coped when it was one game in a week, but let's see how they're gonna cope now when they're back in the Champions League and back playing 3 to 4 games in a week. Let's see how they cope. Again, David Raya and goal for Arsenal. Ricardo Calafiori, Gabriel Mosquera, Ben White at the back. Miles Lewis Skelly and Guimaraes as holding midfielders. Martin Odegaard in front of them as the number 10. And then Kai Havertz up front with Noni Madueke on the right. And Christoph Solis on the left-hand side. Now for Manchester City, Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal. And then you've got Huzanov, Diaz, Gvardio and O'Reilly as the back four with Kovacic and Anderson as holding midfielders. You've got Foden as the number 10 with Semenyo and Doku on either side and Erling Haaland up front. Haaland having had a good World Cup. Let's see if he's raring to go again. He's probably hungry to get them goals, and him and Gabriel Magliash have that rivalry. It's not a bad bench for Manchester City either. They got Gahey at on the bench, Marmoush, Cherky, Gonzalez, Grealish, Ait Nouri, Reese, and Lewis. Grealish being back from his loan spell at Everton, who started off well at Everton on loan, but then I think he break his foot. I think he had a crazy injury. Um, and yeah, it's a first start for Elliot Anderson at Manchester City, and it's the first start for Bruno Guimaraes. Elliot Anderson having been bought for 116 million from Nottingham Forest, and Bruno Guimaraes for 75 million. I mean, the prices in football these days, it is absolutely bonkers. Elliot Anderson for 116 million. No wonder PSG won 170 for Barcola. I mean, the prices in football these days is bonkers. Right, we're about ready for kickoff now. Is it me or is the game kicked off quite late? I mean, it's supposed to kick off at 3. It's like 10 past 3 now and it's still ain't kicked off. Right, I can see that my stream is lagging, guys. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna have to sort this out. I can't sort it out now because I've started the stream, but unfortunately, my stream looks like it's lagging at some points. It might correct itself, otherwise, so we'll have to. Right, we've got kickoff. Here we go. Arsenal coming on the attack. Ricardo Calafiori. Here's Solis. Crosses the ball in all the way to Noni Madueke, who heads it back towards Bruno. No, Ben White. To Miles Lewis Skelly now. Miles Lewis Skelly with a through ball to Ricardo Calafiori. 1-0 to the Arsenal! 1-0 to the Arsenal in the first minute of the Charity Shield. Miles Lewis Skelly with an incredible through ball all the way to Ricardo Calafiori, who's netted the ball quickly past Gianluigi Donnarumma. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester City 0. Here we go. If this is how they're going to kick off the season, my God. Ricardo Calafiori initially tried to get the ball into the middle, couldn't. Solis now. Oh, they're going to rule this offside, though. Solis to Noni Madueke, maybe not. Madueke heads it back towards Ben White. Ben White plays it to Miles Lewis Skelly. An unbelievable ball. Unbelievable ball from Miles Lewis Skelly to Ricardo Calafiori, who just slots it past. One touch all the way past Gianluigi Donnarumma. Pixel says, well. Pixel says, people saying we preferred Miles Lewis Skelly to go to Chelsea or United were off their run. I don't really think that was real, to be honest with you. Whoever said that, yeah, you're right, is absolutely nuts. That actually broke my heart when I first heard it. I was like, what? That can't be real. I called it fake news immediately. No way they're going to sell a talent like that. And he doesn't want to go either. And if they do sell him, he better go for like 170 himself, being 19, 20-year-old with that much skill. He played in the Champions League final last season, and he's a Premier League winner. Wow, we were. I can't even believe it. Nah, we never offered. Oh, is that what you meant? I thought you meant preferred. Because I was like, ain't no way we would offer him to. No way. That's absolutely bonkers if you thought that was going to happen. Unbelievable ball from Miles Lewis Skelly. What a start to the Charity Shield. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 0. Right, here's Semenyo. Miles Lewis Skelly again to Ricardo Calafiori. Miles Lewis Skelly again. Looks like this might be his game today. Here come Man City, though. Phil Foden now. Elliot Anderson with a cross, but it goes far and wide and it goes out. It's a goal kick for the Arsenal. Yeah, Pixar, I didn't believe that. As soon as I heard that, as soon as I read that and I saw that, I said, nah, it's Chelsea playing games or someone. But apparently it was a respected... Yes, it was. It was that big strike when we went over there and did we beat them 2-1 or did we draw 1? I think 2-2. It was that 2-2 game 2 years ago, if you remember. And he came on. It was his first game against Manchester City and it was his first goal. I remember that goal. That was a very good strike from outside the box. When I saw that, I said, yeah, that was a great signing for us. Yeah, we do need it. Well, we need him to play more regularly. He does get injured quite a lot, which is he doesn't have great consistency. But then again, that's why we got Hikapié and obviously Miles Lewis Skelly who can cover in that position as well. But yeah, I think that's why Mikel Arteta really has it. Oh, Martin Odegaard tried to play the ball to Kai Havertz. It got defended. Doku now wants a foul. But yeah, I remember that goal. That goal was a wicked goal. That was a wicked strike. Here's Martin Odegaard again. Ricardo Calafiori again. Take a shot, son. Plays it to Solis. Solis. Ooh, he tried to through ball it to, he tried to square it actually to Kai Havertz. Got intercepted by Khusanov, and then Donnarumma was able to catch it. But the fact that a left back like Ricardo Calafiori is able to go up that high up the pitch and play like an attacker, that in itself is unbelievable. You don't find a lot of left backs or right backs in the world, other than, for example, Hakimi, who does it from the right back, and a few other players here and there. But there's not a lot of left and right backs that play as wing backs or full backs and run that high up the pitch and try and attack and become sort of semi-attacking players. Timber is like that. Calafiori is like that. Hecapie is a little bit less than Ricardo Calafiori. I feel Ricardo Calafiori goes off around the pitch a little bit more, whereas in Hecapie is more defensive minded. Mendes as well. Pixar says, yeah, definitely. Oh, here's Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard bombing forward. He's got Noni Madueke on the right hand side. He's got Kai Havertz with the place. Noni. What's Noni going to do? He's going to take a shot. Oh, Noni. Oh, what a bad touch. His first touch was good, but Noni's second touch was bad. Here's Phil Foden now carrying the ball forward. Ben White in front of him. He plays it to Doku on the left-hand side. Doku on the left-hand side now. Doku wants to come in and take a shot. Similar. Oh, Martin Odegaard intercepts the ball. Well done. Martin Odegaard looks like he's on fire this season. Even in the preseason friendlies when I've seen him, he's been much better than last season. 1 second. Here's Solis. Loses the ball though. Peakster says Hecapie isn't a left back though. Is he not? I swear he is. He is a left back. He's a left back that can play centre back as well, but he is a left back. Like his main position is left back. I'm pretty sure it is. Because we literally got him on loan when we started seeing that Calafiori kept on getting injured at left back, and we needed some backup. Hecapie is a centre back. What, his favorite position is centre back? Are you sure? Because didn't he play left back at Thingy as well, Leverkusen? And we got him to cover the left back position when Calafiori went injured and Miles Lewis Kelly was still a bit too raw to play too regularly. I thought he was a left back that can play centre back rather than a centre back that can play left back, because he mainly plays left back for us. Pixar says he played centre back in Leverkusen because they had Grimaldo. So he is a left back, but he plays centre back as well, or is he a centre back that plays left back as well? Because we don't use him as a centre back at Arsenal. We use him as a left back. His main position is centre back, but he plays left back. Okay, fair enough. I thought it was the other way around. I thought he was a left back that can play centre back, because we always use him at left back. We sometimes when we need cover at centre back, we use him there. But ball gets switched off to the other side to Semenyo. Semenyo on the ball now. Semenyo. Man City still with the ball. Cross comes in. Gets headed out by Gabriel. Beaker says we mainly used him as a sub for Gabriel last season. Nah, man. What do you mean? He played left back as well. Him and Calafiori kept on interchanging. Most games, if you see most games last season, he played at left back. He didn't play at center. Sometimes, yeah, you're right. Sometimes he did play as cover. But Gabriel wasn't out a lot of the season last season. and neither was Saliba. We kind of had both the centre backs. Both of them were quite good last season. They were quite consistent. But left back, Calafiori kept on getting injured. Miles Lewis-Skelly got pushed back into midfield. So Hikapié mainly played left back last season, dude. I'm telling you. Here's Doku. Man City seeing more of the ball right now. Arsenal just taking a defensive stance. Yes, that I agree with 100%. And I saw that from the first time I saw Hikapié. Pixar says Gabriel Hikapié are very similar in the regards as being a wall with insane mentality. That 100%, because when I first saw Hikapié play, I noticed that straight away. If you remember, I kept on calling him the Beast. Hikapié the Beast, because I see that in him. If you remember that game as well against Chelsea, I think when was it Enzo Fernandez that he tackled or something like that, and it just went in his face, and he was like, "Yeah, what?" Kind of like in it with a crazy look at him, like, "Yeah, I just got the ball away," like as if he scored a goal, but he's looking at his rivals. Here's Noni Madueke, here's Martin Odegaard. So yeah, I noticed that about him straight away. Probably even more so. Gabriel's a bit calmer than him. I feel like, although Gabriel's got that mentality in him as well, that beast mode, but Hikapié's got an edge to him that I like. Hopefully, Mosquera flourishes into a great centre back this season as well as cover for Saliba. Although we're still looking for a centre back, I know we're linked with Kwanzaa, which is really strange. Here's Noni Madueke. Noni by the byline, squares it in, but Gvardio kicks it out, and it's an Arsenal corner. It's the first corner for the Arsenal. I know we're linked with Kwanzaa. We were linked with Konsa. I prefer Konsa to Kwanzaa, to be honest with you. Konsa rather than Quansash. But yeah, we are still linked with centre backs, but hopefully Mosquera can come in to that mold. Pixar says when we played Bayern and two defenders got injured and he borderline got a concussion and just brushed it off, made me believe him. Yeah, made me believe in him 100%. Arsenal corner gets headed out. Martin Odegaard again. Here's Ben White, Benny Blanco, and it goes out for a throw in for the Arsenal. No, ball still in. And now it goes out for a corner. Because this is a perfect fit for our system. 100% I agree with you. You're talking about Hikapié, yeah? Because honestly, I don't really rate either Kwanzaa or Konsa. Well, out of the two, I mean, I prefer Konsa. Konsa did well he was the best defender for England in the World Cup and they got to a semi-final. He doesn't do too bad for Aston Villa as well. But out of the two, I prefer Konsa. Kwanzaa's just a Liverpool reject. I'm not sure why. I think it's just for cover, and that's what another reason that makes me believe, Peakster, that Hikapié is more of a left back, because look, they're still trying to get a centre back, even though we got Mosquera, even though we've got Hikapié as well, like you said, who's a centre back. But I think they prefer to keep Hikapié just for left back, and that's why they're looking for another cover at centre back, and we're linked with all these players. I'm surprised they didn't go for Araujo, or the one that came from Barcelona that went to Liverpool. Liverpool must have been talking to him for a long time, because I'm shocked that Arsenal didn't go in for him, to be honest with you. That would have been a good cover as well. He fits that bill as well. He's got that mentality as well, that beast mode. Peaksy says, I believe they should look maybe for a defender in Portugal, France, Spain, or Italy. Why do you say that? Why specifically? Why not someone that's proven in the Premier League? I just don't think they will be good enough. You don't think Premier League defenders will be good enough? Let's see. Who would they have been able to get? I mean, there were a couple of good defenders. I mean, there were a couple of good defenders in the Premier League. I can't think on the top of my head. I'm going to say at Brighton, I think a couple of the Brighton defenders, a couple of the Brentford defenders weren't too bad. I mean, it's only for cover. Don't forget, because we're waiting for Saliba to come back. We do have Mosquera as well. Like you said, Hikapié can play at centre back at times as well, but it's mainly for cover. So why not get a Premier League proven cover rather than someone you're gonna, take a chance on? Oh, okay. Pizza says, nah, not that, just not Konsa or Kwanzaa. Murillo. Yeah, Murillo's a good shout as well. Even that, what's his name? At Fulham. I think he's linked with a move to Everton now. Forgot what his name is. Pizza says, but that cover can make mistakes. I mean, yeah. The thing is, you know what it is, right? What I think is Pizza. You know when you come in a team that has a winning mentality and they're winners and they are really good players, automatically it makes you want to get to their level. And because you're coming in a team that has Gabriel, that has Saliba, that has all these Premier League proven players, that has the Premier League winners, whoever comes in, regardless where they come from, they want to raise their level. They're going to want to be on their level. They're going to want to play the same. Because look at Mosquera when he first came. Mosquera had a couple of mistakes in him here and there. Maybe it was out of nervousness, maybe because he was quite young. But in general, you could see that he's raised his level having come from Spain. As soon as he came into the Arsenal team, he raised his levels. He got up to the levels where now this season, I can see Mikel Arteta, being confident and letting him play alongside Gabriel because Gabriel probably coached him into a way that he wants to play or that he plays where they can benefit each other. Same way how Gabriel and Saliba got a partnership going. He will probably build a partnership with Mosquera as well and whoever comes in. So it's just about knowing that they have the right mentality. That's more important. Um, like technique and everything can be coached. It's more so the mentality I think at Arsenal. The lad from Everton is also good. Forgot his name. I mean, the Champions League final was rough for him, Mosquera. Yeah, I mean, he gave away that penalty, which wasn't great. But that's what I mean. So, although he's a great player, there's always chances of players making mistakes. I mean, I've seen Gabriel still make mistakes as well at times. I mean, I saw Gabriel make mistakes at the World Cup playing for Brazil against Haaland as well. If you remember that goal from Haaland, the header against Brazil, um, Gabriel didn't look good there. I'll be honest with you. So it doesn't matter. Players will always be able to make mistakes. It's about containing the or minimizing the amount of mistakes you're gonna make and having that consistency. But definitely, you're right. You want to get a player that is gonna fit the system, is gonna fit the team, is gonna, and like we said earlier, it's about mentality. They just have to have the right mentality. Everything else, your teammates, your coaches, they can instill it in you. But mentality, if you don't come with the right mentality that you want to work hard for the team, that you want to put in the effort, that you want to put your body on the line, especially as a defender, you know, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So Pixie says, yeah, it also depends on who you play with and how you would think, and that's the main. I think the main thing. So because everyone that plays at Premier League level, yeah, I mean, obviously not everyone's as skillful as each other, but once you've reached the Premier League level, I mean, you're good enough to play in the Premier League. Some are going to be better than others, definitely. But if you, as a cover, if you come in and as long as you are willing to put the effort in, at the end of the day, you're a cover. So you're not the number one player. So you're not going to be looked at when you make mistakes like, oh, that's a very, very bad, because you are only there as a cover anyway. Yeah, you're not meant to. You want to eliminate that out of your game. Um, but that's why you're a number two or a number three rather than the number one, because you have that in you that you're able to make those mistakes at times, or you're not as tactically or technically skillful as other defenders, for example. Like some defenders are very good on the ball, others are not. Others are just good at purely at defending. Don't give them the ball to their feet because they're not going to know what to do. I mean, taking a shot, it'll go into Rosette every time. It's like Hoyland in the national team. He's a beast at United. He was mediocre. Wait, what? Which what? Hoyland? Hoyland, are you talking about the one that's at which Hoyland are you talking about? The one that went from United to Napoli. Raya with a spectacular save. Man City with a shot, but Raya with a great save. We're 20 minutes in. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester City 0. David Raya with a long ball forward. Rasmus Højlund. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So he was, you mean he was good at Napoli and then he was dead at the national team? That's again because probably, like you said, the players that are around you. If you don't play in the right system, sometimes it's not even the players that are around you. Havertz on the floor being tackled by Kovacic. Referee not happy with that. See what happened here? Tough one. I mean, he did go in hard, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. Yeah, sometimes it's also the system, Peakster. Celtic playing Lask Wednesday at 7:30. But yeah, sometimes it's the system. If the system doesn't fit you, like if you remember last season with what's his name? Gyökeres. Like Gyökeres, when he first came to Arsenal, you can tell he wasn't he couldn't adjust quick enough to the system that Arsenal was playing. So the Arsenal players had to sort of started adjusting. Here's Noni Madueke, Ben White on overlap. Noni Madueke tries to go with the inside and take a shot. Noni Madueke still with the ball. Noni Madueke still in the box. Back heels it. Bruno Guimaraes. Byline. He tries to square it. Here's Ben White still with the ball. Arsenal still with the ball. Noni Madueke again. Guimaraes tried to square it, but nobody there. Here's Miles Lewis-Skelly again. Bruno Guimaraes. Is that a shot or a cross? I don't know if he took a shot or he was crossing it, but yeah. Don't know what happened there, to be honest with you. Oh, yes. You mean he was good? So Pixie says, no, he was good at the national team, but not at Manchester. Yeah. But then look, he wasn't good at Manchester, but then he went to Napoli, and look what he did at Napoli. Here's Doku in the box. What a tackle by Gabriel. That's that mentality. Look, Pizza. That's that mentality we were talking about. Gabriel just made a huge tackle on Doku and he celebrated it like a madman. Bush told him, hold that. Pizza says, oh yeah, look at Celtic striker Kasper Hogg. They bought from Bodo Glimt. He got a hat-trick in his debut. I know, I like that player. Remember last season we were talking about when they played against Tottenham. I think Tottenham and Man City had a crazy game. He's a good player. I like him. I'm surprised no one else took him, to be honest. David Raya with a great save from the Manchester City corner. It looked like Elliot Anderson tried to play it to Semenyo. Now there's a foul on Solis. Phil Foden getting yellow carded. Referee not happy. I think there was some sort of obstruction. David Raya with a great catch in the air, making sure Semenyo doesn't header it. Oh yeah, Phil Foden just grabbed Solis and pulled him to the floor. That was crazy. Yes, it depends on who you play with, 100%. It depends on who you play with. I agree with you. Who you play with and the system you play in, definitely. Well, who, Kasper Hogg? I wouldn't have minded him to come to Arsenal, to be honest with you. I would like to see between him and Gyökeres who's going to be better. I wouldn't be surprised if Kasper Hogg would be better than him. Great defending by Mosquera to get Haaland off the ball. Back to Raya. That was a great piece of defending by Mosquera. You can see that Mosquera's learning from experience. He's raised his levels. Here's Martin Odegaard. Peter says that dude is the most religious Danish football player I've ever seen in my life. Why? What does he do? Is he in church every day or something? Okay. It's good though. Why not? He would have fitted into Arsenal straight away. A lot of these Arsenal boys are very religious. They're always walking around with a Bible in their hand and praising Jesus and that. And why not? Casper Hogg is only 24, 25. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him in the Premier League in the next couple of years. If he does well in Celtic, somebody will snap him up in the Premier League. I'm surprised that he didn't come to the Premier League now. Like he went, but Celtic must have offered him like decent wages, and also they must have offered his family something or something like that was better than any of the Premier League team that were offering him deals. Like the deal at Celtic must have been a much better deal. Great defending Magvardio against Noni Madueke. The ball's out for Arsenal throw is Martin Odegaard. And he's only 24, 25. Yeah, I mean, look. Peakster says he starts every interview with first of all glory to God. That's good, man. Why not? That's good. That means he's grounded. He's down to earth. He's he's content. But to be fair, a lot of players these days are doing that. Not necessarily starting their interviews like that, but always they start by thinking of. Now, if you remember Eze, every interview Eze was like, "Yes, all God is all in God's hand." When he first joined Arsenal again, when he first scored his hat trick and against Tottenham, and everything was like, "Oh yeah, praise God, praise." Oh, Manchester City just now with a ball squared across the Arsenal box, but nobody there to finish it. Here's Solis. Here's Martin Odegaard. Noni Madueke again. Here's Noni. Here's Noni running to the byline. Noni with the ball still in the Man City box. He's got O'Reilly with him. Here's Ben White. Miles Lewis-Skelly. Martin Odegaard now crosses it into the back post. Solis heads it. Kai Havertz 2-0 to the Arsenal. King Kai Havertz with a second. Great cross from Martin Odegaard to the back post where Christian Solis heads it forward towards King Kai Havertz for number 2. It's Arsenal 2. It's Manchester City 0. Golazo! What a fantastic cross. It started with Martin Odegaard towards Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke plays it back towards Odegaard, who then on his left foot just crosses it to the back post. Solis heads it forward, and then Kai Havertz there with a finish right in front of Gianluigi Donnarumma. Great ball by Solis. That's the second assist by Solis. I mean, look, man, he looks absolutely fantastic in an Arsenal shirt, I must say. What a great addition to the team. And looks like Kai Havertz is going to kickstart the season very well. Heads are going to drop for Manchester City. Peakster says, actually maybe 4-0 or 4-1. Peak says, bro, if we annihilate City without Gyökeres, Saka or Rice, we look good. Definitely. You read my mind. We don't even have the big boys on the pitch yet. Although, look, man, these boys here that are playing on the pitch, fair dues to them. They're doing very well. 3 assists, 2 goals, not too shabby, I must say. No, I meant second assist in this game. Because he assisted the first one, did he not? Or was it? No, Miles Lewis-Skelly, sorry. Miles Lewis-Skelly, sorry. I thought he had something to do with it as well, but it was Miles Lewis-Skelly to Riccardo Calafiori. But yeah, 3rd assist in general, 2 goals, yeah. I mean, I know they were preseason friendlies. They weren't really competitive games, but still. But for some reason, I thought he had something to do with the first goal here in this game. And I meant second assist in this game. But he'll get more. I'm telling you, he looks better. To me, he looks better than Trossard ever looked for Arsenal. I'll be honest with you. I was never a big fan of Leandro Trossard. I know he had his big moments at Arsenal. He scored some important goals. but I was just never a fan. When he first came from Brighton, I was always thinking, I mean, don't know, wasn't too sure about him. But here with Solis now, I can feel it, I can see it. Skill wise, awareness, like, you know, where to be on the pitch. He's there at the right place at the right time. Like you said, he's already got 3 assists, 2 goals. I don't know. He just look, even now, runs forward to attack the ball. His press is much better. Is O'Reilly. He says, I'm very happy with Solis. Like, I know stats in the Belgian league, but for what I've seen, yeah, I agree with you. Oh, come on. What's going on? I hate when this happens. Damn it. Yeah, perfect. He says Solis is only 23, so who knows what he can become. 100%. He's a great signing, man. Great signing, and you know, we paid, you know, I think a fair price for him as well. And don't forget, don't underestimate the Belgian league, you know. Although it's not a great competitive league, but oh, here's Man City with a cross in from Semenyo when it's the first or second, sorry, Manchester City corner. No. Pixar says, oh yeah, did you see City gave their tickets to Arsenal because they couldn't sell them? No, I did not see that. But I was noticing that the stadium is pretty empty. Why is that? Why do you think they couldn't sell them? They just don't have the fan base to go and watch the Charity Shield. What happened? Wait, referee blew his whistle and stopped. The corner came into the back post, but everyone stopped. Something happened. I didn't see it. I think he called over Martin Odegaard and Ruben Diaz, the 2 captains, to speak about it. I don't know what happened. I didn't see what happened, but this is a PSG type signing or a Barca type signing. Definitely, I agree with you. Like Kvaratskhelia when he went from Italy, when he went from Napoli to PSG for like a ridiculously low price. Look what he's doing now. Corner comes in again. Gvardiol now. Headed out by Arsenal, still with Man City. Here's Phil Foden. Yeah, small team, definitely. Yeah, you know, if that Arab money never came in, if that Arab money never came into Manchester City, or the Russian money never came into Chelsea, these 2 teams would not have the history they have today. I'm telling you. Arsenal, United, and Liverpool would have been dominating the same way they dominated in the 90s. They would have still been dominating. It's just that the Russian money kicked it all off at Chelsea, where they built that little bit of history they got today. And then Manchester City, obviously, when the Arab money came in, Sheikh Mansour and the Abu Dhabi team, they just transformed that whole club. That club was a mid-table team. That club was usually in relegation battles and things like that. And then all of a sudden, actually, it started off with the Thai people. There was a Thai, the former Thai president came in and he owned Manchester City first, and he brought in Sven-Göran Eriksson, and they tried to build something, and then they couldn't maintain it with the costs and funding it, and then he got like some sort of case back home in his country where he had to quickly sell up, and then that's when the Arabs came in. Oh, hello, we got Isaac in the group. How you doing, Isaac? You good? You watching the game as well? Peekster says not a big fan of Konsa. Robert said, as a Villa fan, how high would you lot go for Konsa? I mean, I did say earlier in the stream I prefer Konsa to Kwanzaa. He was England's best defender, and England did get to the World Cup semi-final. But I mean, money wise, in today's prices, probably I'd say 60, 65 million. I wouldn't go more than that. Oh, here's Haaland. Haaland for Manchester City, but he couldn't. Gabriel was with him and the ball goes over. Kurt says, did you see my comment? I mean, sorry. Isaac says, did you see my comment? No, which comment, Isaac? Yeah, Robert. Unfortunately, I wouldn't go that high for Konsa. I do between Kwanzaa and Konsa. I do prefer Konsa, and I would rather us pay for him. But 60, 65 million, I think it's a fair price for him, even in today's inflated prices. I mean, I don't think you can go more than that. Even that is kind of a fair price. Beekster says King of Brazil. Yeah, I agree with you, Isaac. Konsa is okay. I mean, as a cover, as a backup, really. But I do think that Konsa can build a great partnership with a Gabriel, with a Saliba. But he'll always be number 2. He wouldn't be number 1, because obviously Saliba and Gabriel will always be the 2 number 1 defender centre backs for Arsenal. Here's Noni Madueke now. Noni on the right hand side. Noni cuts in, tries to take a shot, but Gianluigi Donnarumma there saves it. But it was offside anyway. Sorry, mate. Robert said, I would take 70 mil. I know you would. I wouldn't be surprised if you would. Peekser says that he's 28, so probably 50, 55. Isaac, I'm good. I'm good. How are you? How's the family? How are your brothers, your sister? Yeah, I said 60, 65. I think 60, yeah. I think 60, 65 is about a fair price. Even maybe 55. I wouldn't go more than that. But I think he could possibly have. Oh, here's Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz. Solis, go on, get your goal, son. Oh, Solis plays it to Carvalho. Oh, Ricardo Calafiori, it's a penalty. No, it's not. It's a dive. It's a yellow card for Ricardo Calafiori. Did he actually dive, though? Oh, wow. Let's have a look. Yeah, that was a dive. Come on. Come on, Ricardo. Come on. Robert says he's also Mr. Consistent. Yeah, I'll give him that. He's got a good consistency in him. He's good. I mean, out of all defenders, English defenders, and if you gave me the choice between Konsa and Kwanzaa, 100% I'm gonna go. To be honest with you, for me, Konsa and Gehi were the best. For me personally, Konsa and Gehi are the best English defenders. I know Thomas Tuchel played John Stones a lot of the time in the World Cup, but for me personally, I would have played Gehi and Konsa as the 2 centre backs for England, and I think they will be the 2 centre backs, main centre backs for England for the next couple of competitions coming up. Sorry guys, I don't know why my stream is lagging today. It's a bit crazy, so I do apologize. I'll have it fixed for the next stream. Thanks, Isaac. I appreciate that. Any likes you guys can give me, any likes, any subscriptions, anything like that, it all helps, guys. So I do appreciate it. Thank you for joining the family, Isaac. I appreciate it. You as well, Robert. I appreciate you joining us, joining the family, joining the Armament Factory. Here's Doku, Haaland, great save by David Raya. Now Ricardo Calafiori gets it out. Unbelievable save. A shot by Erling Haaland. Oh no, and Phil Foden takes the ball off of Bruno Guimaraes. Here's Semenyo. Doku takes a shot. What a piece of defending by Ben White. Benny Blanco there with a great piece of defending, and the ball goes over the goal. But the cross by Semenyo, fantastic. Doku then, but that block by Benny Blanco, unbelievable. Unbelievable. That save by David Raya, though, but Bruno Guimaraes being caught in possession, that was not a good look. Right outside our box. Here's Elliot Anderson, £117 million addition to Manchester City from Nottingham Forest. Another shot by City and David Raya saves it. That was Kovacic. Raya's the best goalie in Europe, says Isaac. I agree. I think he's the best goalie in the world, to be honest with you. I think he's better than the Spanish goalkeeper they had at the World Cup. I don't know why they didn't play David Raya, to be honest with you. Although, you know, Spain did quite well. Beekser says if Raya gets another Golden Glove, nobody can argue he isn't the best keeper in the Premier has ever seen. I agree with you. I mean, what has he got? 3 in a row already. Here's Solis. Here's Martin Odegaard. Noni on the right-hand side. Noni Madueke cuts in. Is he going to take a shot? He takes a shot, but Gianluigi Donnarumma with a save. Madueke really wants his goal, but, I mean, look, man, you need to learn to pass as well. He just wants to cut in the inside. When he's on the right-hand side, he wants to cut in and take a shot. He wants to do what Saka does and get his goal tally up. Maybe Mikel Arteta told him that's what he needs to do, to be honest with you. Sensoon's in the house as well. Welcome for joining us. Literally tied on Golden Glove record. Pixar says, and has some of the most incredible saves I've seen. I agree with you. And what is he? Last season was his 3rd in a row, wasn't it? He's got a hat-trick of Golden Gloves. If he breaks the record this season and gets his 4th in a row, then definitely. I mean, who can argue with that? Here's Miles Lewis-Skelly. Isaac says he has the best saves. Yeah, some of the best, definitely. Especially last season. Even in this game now. Oh, here we go. Kai Havertz. No, the ball couldn't get to him. Here's Noni Madueke again. Here's Noni Madueke again. Here's Noni Madueke. Pass it. Ben White crosses it in. Back post. Ricardo Calafiori. Yeah. And the ball just goes over the crossbar. Unlucky. That could have been Ricardo's 2nd goal. Great play by the Arsenal. Bear in mind, this is only the first half, guys. We should at least have 4 goals already. And the ball was not offside as well. Isaac says, who is the best player in the world in your opinion? At the moment, I mean, it's debatable. Kvaratskhelia is quite good. Mbappe is quite good. Dembele is quite good. Who else you got? What's his name? Desiree Doué. I mean, it's debatable. I mean, I'm going to say Vinicius Jr. probably. Him and Mbappe are the 2 best players, maybe. Vinny Jr., Mbappe. Who else you got? Yeah, you got Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., you've got Desiree Doué, Ousmane Dembele, Kvaratskhelia. I really like Kvaratskhelia. I think he's a phenomenal player. Lamine Yamal is fantastic. He's still young. I don't know if he's the best, but he's the best young player, and he probably will be the best. Isaac says Ronaldo's retired, so not him. No, I mean Ronaldo and Messi, they were at some point. If you're not playing in the world's elite leagues, I won't even consider you. So unless you're playing in Europe, which is the top competitions, if you're playing, you have to be playing in the Champions League. If you're not playing in the Champions League, which is the top elite level of world football, David Raya with an incredible save again. Gabriel getting pulled down. Yeah, if you're not playing in the Champions League, if you're not playing at the highest level of world football, although Messi did play in the World Cup, Ronaldo did play in the World Cup, but still, to me, Champions League and European leagues like the Premier League, La Liga, only then I'd consider you. No, Neymar unfortunately is not anymore. Neymar had a good spell when he was at Barcelona, even for a while at PSG, but not at the moment anymore. At the moment, you have to say, like Pixar said, Lamine Yamal probably as the youngest up and coming best player in the world is Lamine Yamal, but Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Kvaratskhelia, Desiree Doué, and Usman Dembele are probably there. I mean, Usman Dembele was the last one to win the Ballon d'Or last season. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the PSG players get it this year again. Yeah, Isaac said they were good when they were at their prime. Definitely. Ronaldinho. For me, my favorite player, my favorite two players in, well, I have three favorite players in the world ever. I'd say Romario, Ronaldinho, and R9, which is the original Ronaldo. Those are my three favorite players of all time. A lot of people say Maradona was quite good. I mean, it's not my time. I didn't. I watched him play only one competition. Oh, here's Arsenal. Martin Odegaard, and the ball trickles over. No, my God, still the ball with Kai Havertz. Bruno Guimaraes. Arsenal going for the third. Bruno Guimaraes now. The ball gets headed out by Kovacic, but the ball is still with Noni Madueke. We're in the last minute of the first half. We're in injury time. Arsenal could have had a third goal there. Sorry, guys. Bear with me one moment. Martin Odegaard, what was that? He tried to play the ball to the side, but he couldn't. And now Manchester City with Phil Foden have the ball. Pixar says, I mean, Lamine Yamal has to win the Ballon d'Or after getting La Liga and the World Cup. Yeah, but it's also Champions League, Pixar, that they count in as well. I think it's mainly Champions League that they look at when it comes to and the European League. So yeah, definitely for winning La Liga. But there would be I wouldn't be surprised if they look at the of any of the PSG players this time around as well. Isaac says maybe Bellingham. Very good. It's also one of my current favorite players. I really, really love Bellingham. But the best player in the world, no, I don't think he's at that level yet. He is one of the best, definitely. You can put him in the bracket of one of the best, but the best player at the moment, I don't know. Not based on last season's performances. I think he was injured for half the season as well. But he's definitely in that bracket. But then if you're gonna say Jude Bellingham, you can say Declan Rice. You can put Saka in there as well. But I'm talking about really elite players that just season in season out just are producing top levels, high levels of consistency and football. And I don't think he's there yet. And bear in mind, Jude Bellingham is also, what is he, 21, 22? He's still very, very young. So if he's like that at that age, I mean, God knows what he's going to be in the next 4 or 5 years. You know, he can technically become the best player in the world, 100%. But is he there at the moment? I don't think so. Not just yet. Right, guys, listen, I'm not going nowhere. Bear with me. I'm just going to go get myself another cup of tea. All right. And then I'll be back for the second half. So everyone go do what you need to do. Go grab your cup of tea, get your biscuits, do what you need to do, and come back in about 10 minutes where we will continue the second half of this charity shield. So don't go anywhere, guys. I'll be back. Make sure you're back as well. I'll see you in a jiffy. Right, I'm back, guys. I'm back. Just as a disclaimer, my stream is lagging at times. I'm not sure why. At times it's good, and then at times it starts lagging. So please bear with me. Hopefully, I will have that sorted out by the next stream, which is what Isaac just asked me. He said, "What's Arsenal's next match?" Arsenal's next match will be against Coventry in the Premier League at home in the Premier League. So that'll be the 31st of August, the end of the month, and that will be the first Premier League game of the season, which Arsenal will host at the Emirates Stadium against Coventry, which will be my first stream of the season as well for the Premier League. So try and be there if you can, Isaac, for that one as well. But yeah, other than that, that's when I'll be back. Hopefully, I would have sorted out my stream and it won't be lagging as much. But for now, please bear with me. Have patience, guys. And for anyone that's coming to the chat that hasn't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel, The Armament Factory, on YouTube. You will find me on TikTok as Big Luch and on Instagram as The Armament Factory as well. It can also be as TAF Media, but you'll see it all at the bottom of the screen coming up. So TAF Media, that's the Armament Factory Media. On Instagram, it's at TAF.media25. On YouTube, it's the Armament Factory or at TAF Media 1. And then on TikTok is at Big Luch. You'll find me there, guys. So please subscribe, like, put the notification bell on, all of that, all of that, all of that. Thank you, Isaac. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you know anybody else that enjoys this content, if you know anyone else that wants to watch the Arsenal watch alongs or any football content, please get them to subscribe as well. Pizza says, bruh, they are subbing in Grealish. Yeah, Grealish is back from Everton. It looks like Enzo Maresca wants him at the City. And who they taking off? Phil Foden, or who they taking off? Is it Semenyo or Doku? I'm gonna say Doku because he usually plays on the left hand side, Grealish. But I didn't see who they were taking off, so let's see now. But yeah, Grealish does look like he's coming on. Pixar says Doku, I think. Yeah, more than likely it'll probably be Doku. They play in the same position. Isaac says, KK, I'll get Omar to like and sub. Yeah, thank you very much, Isaac. I appreciate that. The more the merrier. Try and get more people to the family. Right, Grealish is coming on. Right, guys, second half is about to kick off. Looks like Declan Rice has come on. Who did he come on for though? Let's see. Right, Man City about to kick off. And Man City have kicked off from left to right now. Ball's gone back to Donnarumma. It's still Arsenal 2, Manchester City 0. Let's just quickly have a look at the changes. So Grealish has gone on for Doku and Declan Rice has come on for someone, but it doesn't show who it is. Come on, I'm going to say Bruno Guimaraes because I saw Martin Odegaard still there. Or it's Miles Lewis Skelly. It's either Miles Lewis Skelly or Bruno. Let's have a look now. Declan Rice on the pitch and Jack Grealish on the pitch. Also, 2 Englishmen, 1 for Man City, 1 for Arsenal. Haaland with the header now. It's a free kick for the Arsenal. Yeah, Doku went off for Manchester City, which is the obvious substitution. It's like for like, and it looks like Bruno Guimaraes has gone off for the Arsenal, and Declan Rice has come on. Mosquera now with the ball forward. Mosquera gets his ball taken away from him. Hi Omar, how are you doing? You okay? Thank you for joining us as well. Here's Declan Rice now. Martin Odegaard. Kai Havertz. Miles Lewis Skelly. Ball forward to Solis. Solis now on the left hand side. Solis comes inside. Martin Odegaard. It's 3-0 to the Arsenal. Martin Odegaard, the captain. Great ball from Solis. Is Solis' second assist in the game. Golazo! Fantastic start to the second half. Very similar to the first half. Arsenal quickly get the ball forward. Kai Havertz to Miles Lewis Skelly. Miles Lewis Skelly again involved, but here's Solis. Solis sees the run. He sees the run from Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard grabs the ball and just taps it past Gianluigi Donnarumma. It's Arsenal 3, Manchester City 0. And Arsenal laying the smack down on Manchester City. Another solid success, says Peakstar. Isaac says, let's go. And Peakstar says, Kvarteshkalia 2.0. Robert the Gunner is in the house. Yes, Robert, welcome back. He says, yo, go. Enzo Maresca shaking in his boots. You're damn right, he's shaking in his boots. I'm telling you, he's going to be there for 6 months and you're going to sack him. He's not made for this level of football. Here's Phil Foden, though. Arsenal laying the smackdown on Manchester City. Isaac says, holy assist. Robert says, Enzo Maresca shaking in his boots. I did say that at the start of this game. I don't think Haaland's going to be at Man City for long if it stays this way. Elliot Anderson just got bought for 117 million. And he's hardly featured in the game. No wonder Manchester City fans wanted to sell their tickets to the Arsenal fans. They did not want to come to this game. Isaac says, holy assists. Peakster says, can't wait for the Solis fan song. Yeah, I haven't heard that yet. I wonder what that's going to be. But I told you, second assist in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a goal in this game as well. He's on fire. Yeah, Manchester City making changes. Guéhi is about to come on. Mark Guéhi's got to come on. Here's Miles Lewis-Skelly, who was involved in both those. The first goal in the first half and the third goal at the start of the second half. It's a great start to the Arsenal season, I will say. Robert says Man City will be united. Had a legendary manager and now has a successor that's already failing. I literally said that at the start of my stream. I said it's a poison chalice, very similar to United and even Arsenal. When the big managers leave, the next manager will fail thereafter. So I'm not sure why Enzo Maresca was willing to take that job. It's a poison chalice, but he went for it anyway. And then the sacking begins. Peakster says Haaland has a 5.8 on FootMob and Solis has an 8.4. Well, there you go. That says it all, mate. And then the sacking begins. What having Pep as your manager does to an MF. Trust me. It does a lot. Same with Alex Ferguson. Same with Arsene Wenger, to be honest with you. You can't really fill those boots. You can't do it. Even the players, you need to change the whole squad. You need to get your own players. Only Elliot Anderson will probably perform for Enzo Maresca at this stage because he's his first player. Why do you think Rodri wants to abandon ship so quickly? He knows it's a sinking ship. Here's Semenyo. O'Reilly. And they can't control the ball and Martin Odegaard plays it back to David Raya. Rodri knew this is a sinking ship. That's why he wants to go to Spain. And that's why he came up with an excuse like, yeah, for family reasons, I want to go back to Spain. Get out of here. Pep Guardiola told him this is a sinking ship. You better get off real quick. Hey, Robert says City have been spoiled. They have been crazy. They're getting a crazy reality check. You're damn right. Peakster says, what, not having Pep? Is Enzo their Emery? Basically, that's what it looks like to me. I'll be honest with you. It's the person that comes after or even after that person. But who can really replace Pep Guardiola, man? You can't. Look at Manchester United. It's like Robert says they're going to be united. Nobody could replace Sir Alex Ferguson. Yellow card for Gvardiol. Another foul on Kai Havertz. They didn't want Arsenal to break quickly. Kai Havertz was on the ball. Robert says, I predicted them in the Europa League sixth. What, this season? And you know what? That's not a bad shout. I wouldn't be surprised if you know what it is? They do have a strong enough squad to get into the top four. Here's Omar Marmoush, Mark Guéhi coming on. He's taking Haaland off. Wow, he's taking Haaland off. I don't think Haaland's used to that. Haaland is abandoning ship. Watch. He's going to put in a transfer request as well. Haaland's going to leave City. He's going to Real Madrid. Rodri's gonna leave. He's going to Barcelona. Everyone's gonna abandon this Manchester City ship. Watch. Remember, I told you. Robert says it'll be Arsenal, United, and Liverpool who will challenge. Definitely. Isaac says, remember when Haaland knocked out Gabriel? Yep. Look, listen. What would you guys say if Arsenal went in for Haaland? What would you guys say if Arsenal actually went and got Haaland as a striker? Would you not accept him? Would you not rather have him or Gyökeres? Tell me. If you had to choose between Haaland and Gyökeres, who are you going to take? Pixar says he thinks City will get third because he feels like United might still do well with Carrick. Robert says, to be fair, the past 2 seasons they had crazy wind droughts. They were lucky they had Pep and Haaland. That's very true. I think them two did keep them afloat for a long time. Here's Martin Odegaard. I will say Martin Odegaard is on fire today. Isaac says, hell no, Gyökeres. I can't spell. So good, Isaac. Don't worry. Will you prefer Gyökeres to Haaland? I don't know about that, Giza. I don't know about that. If you gave me the choice between the two, I might have to take Haaland over Gyökeres at this moment in time. Here's Omar Marmoush. Jack Grealish. Phil Foden. Phil Foden tried to take, was that Elliot Anderson? Sorry. Anderson tried to take a cross or a shot. Robert says, I've always said Gyökeres is the greatest striker in the world. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, Robert, to be honest with you. I don't know if I agree with you on that one. The fact that he's not playing in this game, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't show that even Arteta's got a lot of confidence in him, especially not having seen him in those preseason friendlies. He didn't really look up to par again. The fact that Kai Havertz is playing and got a goal doesn't bode well for Gyökeres, I'll be honest with you. Robert says, I'm going Haaland any bloody day, but would someone find a reason to take Gyökeres? Yeah, apparently if Julian Alvarez leaves Atletico Madrid, Atletico are looking at Gyökeres as a replacement, so they feel like he does better in Spain than in Portugal. Pixie says, we shall see what Gyökeres does this season now that he has had a preseason. Well, look, his preseason didn't look good, I'll be honest with you. Oh my God, what did he do to his hair? That's what's his name, innit? Oscar Bob. He shaved his hair and bleached it. Here's Omar Marmoush. Here's Man City. Phil Foden tries to take a shot. What happened to Phil Foden, man? That guy his levels have dropped crazy. Since Pep Guardiola had no confidence in him, he just become worse and worse and worse. Robert says, respected Ty though, big up to him on AFTV, by the way, Big Luch. No, I know who he's talking about. Ty, you're saying Ty always rated Gyökeres. He always said he's the greatest striker of all time, right? You know what it is, Ty? The thing with him sometimes is he predicts some things correctly, but then some things they're off the Richter scale. I don't know what he's coming out with sometimes. Robert says, can we check up his barbers? Oscar going crazy. That's what I said. Pixie says, our team did not look up to par in preseason except for Solis. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Well, yeah, a lot of the players didn't. But don't forget, we played a lot of the youngsters, Pixie. But Gyökeres was there, man. Gyökeres, I don't think he even got... Did he get one goal? He might have scored a penalty or something, man. I don't know. Let's see what he does this season. But you know me, I've never been his biggest fan. I wasn't a big fan of Trossard. I'm definitely not a big fan of Gyökeres. I'd replace him with Julian Alvarez. I'd replace him with a Haaland. I'd replace him. At this point, I'd rather play Kai Havertz up front. I'd rather play Mikel Merino up front than Gyökeres. I'll be honest with you. Isaac says, if Man City scores, I'm going to crash out. I doubt it. They do not look like they're scoring. But even if they do, they don't look like they can come back in this game. I'll be honest with you. Beeks says, Foden has had the biggest ups and downs of any player I've seen through the last 5 years. Robert says, Foden is a 2-season wonder. That's what I mean. It's just crazy. It's ever since, here's Oscar Bob coming on, I think for Phil Foden. Yeah, Phil Foden's coming off. He's made a lot of mistakes this game. Even Cherky, the jerky turkey, is coming on. I really don't like this player. But yeah, Phil Foden, he had so much promise. Elliot Anderson coming off as well. £117 million player that was bought by Man City from Nottingham Forest is coming off for Rayyan, the jerky turkey. Robert says, I'd probably play Big Luch to play up front. Definitely I'd get more goals than Gyökeres. Trust me, daddy. Trust me on that one. Hikapié coming on. Saka, boy wonder himself. Bukayo Saka on the pitch. So Hikapié's come on for who? I want to say for Calafiori. Yeah. Look, I told you, Peakster. He comes on left. He comes up as left back. He comes on for us on the left back. He doesn't come on center. He doesn't cover. He didn't come on for Mosquera. Madueke is off. Calafiori is off. So Hikapié's come on for Calafiori and Saka's come on for Noni Madueke. So it's like for like. I'm telling you, man. Rob's like, Ankara, Luch. Oh, Ankara, Luch. Goal. Hey, listen, I wouldn't be surprised if I get more goals than Gyökeres. Trust me. Right, is it Capier? Gabriel, Mosquera. Mosquera's having a pretty decent game alongside Gabriel. I will say that. Ben White's not doing too bad. Ben White needs more consistency, man. He needs to be more consistent. He gets injured far too easy for me. Hopefully this season he can stay consistent and him and Timber can just rotate because Timber is going to be out for a while as well. I really want to see him come back in for the Arsenal. All right, here's Oscar Bob. Plays it to Semenyo. Semenyo's not really been involved in the game too much either. Look, they're getting in each other's way. Here's Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard so far, man of the match for me. Him, Miles Lewis, Skelly Solis has done very well. But Martin Odegaard, he looks much better than he did last season. I'll be honest with you. He looks like the Martin Odegaard of old. He really looks like the part. Pixar says he covered for Gabriel when he was injured. Yeah, definitely did. He probably did that a couple of times. But believe me when I tell you, Arsenal favour him at left back to rotate him with Calafiori. That's what allowed Miles Lewis to go. Oh, look at that turn from Martin Odegaard, captain himself. Fantastic. And now Saka chasing the ball. Saka getting to it. Saka, still Saka, gets away from the defender. Plays it. Oh, he takes a shot. He should have played it to Kai Havertz. That is so selfish and greedy, Kai. He should have played it to Kai Havertz. That was all because of Martin Odegaard. He knows Declan Rice. Look at this shoulder drop from Martin Odegaard on Oscar Bob. He just got away from him. Just turned and got away from him. And he played it to, I believe it was Solis, wasn't it? Who played it to Saka. Saka still had O'Reilly with him. He got away from O'Reilly. Saka still playing. Instead of playing it to Kai Havertz, who he should have played it to, he went selfishly for goal. He should have played it to Kai Havertz. Everyone knows that. That was incredibly selfish. Isaac says, how is Yassine? Yassine is good. Isaac is very well. Thank you for asking. Robert says, we do need one more centre-back. Not going to lie. Definitely, that's what we're looking for. I just don't understand why they want to get Kwanzaa. Peaks says Solis will get man of the match. Yes, Solis has been very, very well. I'll be honest with you, Martin Odegaard probably been slightly better, but Solis is up there, definitely. Robert says, hear me out with the centre backs. Let's bring back Cedric Suarez. Cedric Suarez. Why doesn't that ring a bell for me? When was he there? Who was under? Was he there with us under Emery? Oh, you mean Senderos? Who remembers Senderos? Or Seagan? Remember Seagan? We've had some funny defenders back in the day. Man, I said Cedric Suarez. Cedric Suarez. I'd rather have Senderos back at this point, mate. I'd even rather have Sol Campbell back. Bring him back. If he's fit enough, he can go as centre back. But Robert says that's a joke, just like his Arsenal career. What was he there for 2-3 months? (2014, 2016). I mean, I can't even remember him. That's how bad it is. Did he even play? I don't even remember. Mavropanos, I remember. Yeah, Mavropanos when he was at Arsenal. I remember that. Pieces says, I don't remember exactly when, but he was terrible. Man, we've had some terrible defenders over the years, I must say. We must say, you know what? Yeah, we've had some. I don't even know how we got to the Champions League final with Arsene Wenger with the team that we had then. It's now thinking back, like looking back at it, even that team wasn't all that. I know we had Thierry Henry and Sol Campbell and Lehman was still there, but some of those players, when I think about it, that we had that season and even the seasons after that, is shocking. It is shocking. But it was because I tell you what it was. It's because of our stadium. They wanted to pay off the stadium and they didn't want to spend too much money on transfer and wages, and they had to have that the wage cap and all of that to make sure that we paid for everything. Now that that's all been paid for and the books have been balanced, now we can spend on wages, we can spend on players, and it's good. Yeah, Maitland Niles, get him back. Get the clown gang back, says Robert. Robert says he was there during lockdown. I swear I don't even remember. I don't remember exactly when we was there. There was Peakster. I don't remember. I remember Mavropanos. I remember him, but I don't remember him. Like it rings a bell, Cedric Suarez, but don't remember seeing him play. To be honest with you, I don't remember seeing him play or anything like that. Exactly, 2006. Robert says the 2006 team was a Sheen version of Invincibles. It was just. I don't know how we got to the Champions League final with that. It was just pure luck. Those 2 games against Real Madrid in the semi-final, that 0-0, and then Thierry Henry scoring 1-0 at the Bernabeu. It was just, and I was there. I went there. I went to the Champions League final in 2006. I was there in Paris, mate, and it was just David Luiz. That's another one. That David Luiz one, right? What that reminded me of? That reminded me when we went and got what's his name from Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson was still there. What's that French defender? The bold-headed one. What's his name again? And he came like and done the same thing. David Luiz just came and just started making bare mistake and just looked like an absolute clown. What's his name again, man? Oh, that French defender that was at United for years. Oh no, I need to remember now, man. Mustafi, Paulista, yeah, that was all horrible players. Even El Nene when he came, I couldn't. Oh, Gabriel with the ball. Here's a Capier, still with the ball. Oh, and nearly gave a corner away, but he didn't. Silvestre, that's it. Who remembers Mikel Silvestre? That David Luiz one. That David that David Luiz one, that reminded me of Mikel Silvestre. Remember when Arsene Wenger went and got Mikel Silvestre from United? I said Callum Chambers from Southampton. Who remembers that? He was supposed to be the great English hope. I remember when he came. Monreal, my God, man. You guys are reminding me of some absolute waste of spaces. We had a lot of dead wood at Arsenal, man. A lot of dead wood. From Marlon? Yeah, Robert said we should have an all-star game of lockdown Arsenal versus last season's Tottenham. Beeks says Jenkinson. I listen, you lot are reminding me of some bad times, man. Some horrible times. Ignacy Miquel, I don't remember him. I don't remember him, man. Ignacy Miquel. Yeah, Jenkinson, that was a joke. Sebastian Scolacci. That was another Seagan type of player. Martin Anga. Yeah, Deadwood, all the Deadwood that we could have got. Here's Martin Odegaard. Declan Rice, Saka. Saka now, Saka coming forward. Solis, Saka. Martin Odegaard shoots. No, he plays it again. Here's Ben White. Squares it. Solis. Oh, I wanted him to get his goal. Oh, my God. Was that offside? Miles Lewis Skelly. Unfortunately, I swear to God, I thought Solis was going to score there. How did he miss that? Who was offside? Ben White. Let's see that. Monterio, Santos, Juru. Juru. Hoyt, Mead. I need to go to the padded room after seeing these names. Honestly, trust me. Well, the padded room with a straight jacket on and everything. I mean, the anger and the frustration those names bring back, man. Jenkinson, Callum Chambers, my God, man. Santos, Juru. Woo. Whew. Kyle Bartley. Yeah, you lot are, I don't know what you lot are, how you lot remembering all these players. Jesus. Robert says Kyle Bartley. Jesus. Oh my God. Horrible times, mate. Honestly. Oh, Solis on the ball still. Plays it back. Here's Gabriel. Here's Solis again. Solis running forward. He's got Saka with him. Plays it to Saka. Saka and Donnarumma. Unlucky Donnarumma just about got to it. Nearly was another goal. Solis should have played it slightly early to Saka. Saka couldn't control it properly. Couldn't get it from underneath his feet. Here's Jack Grealish. All those names are from 2011 to 2017. Peaks says half a decade of pain. Trust me. By the way, this was less than 10 years ago as defensive options. We've come so far as a club. Trust me. You know that you see that talking about 2011 to 2017. That's like a blur to me. That's how painful that time was. I tried to put it in the back of my mind and forget about it. It's just a blur to me now. I don't even want to think about it anymore, honestly. But yeah, thank God the tides have changed and the club has gone forward and upward and it's changed its mentality and we're getting better players in now. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. When Mikel Arteta first got the job, I wasn't really happy about it then either. I was like, what is he going to do? I mean, he was a great captain for us. He was a great player at the time. Having come from Everton, I mean, he wasn't too bad. Ooh, Man City with a shot. And David Raya with another fantastic save. But I wasn't overly pleased with him being our manager. I wanted us to get an Ancelotti or someone of that ilk or that caliber. They ended up going and giving it to someone that was unproven as a manager in the Premier League. But after that first and second season, although we came eighth, but I saw the team changing and the team progressing and the mentality changing. Zubamendi and Gyökeres coming on, and then I really started to change my mind after I think it was the second season. I thought to myself, you know what? They're going forward. They're getting better. The football's getting better. The results are getting better. Let's give him a chance. He hasn't been sacked. Let's see what he's gonna do. And it's only been getting better and better and better. But yeah, I was definitely one of those people that did not want to see Mikel Arteta get the job when he first got the job. But there is still people up to last season that were saying they want Mikel Arteta out, and that just baffles me. Like here on my stream, we was watching games, and I remember people coming on talking about they want Mikel Arteta out, and I said to them, "No, you gotta calm down with that because it's not over yet." And we ended up winning the Premier League, and he deserves it, and it's only been getting better and better and better. But yeah, man, that's like you guys said, that's like a half a decade worth of pain that I don't want to remember anymore. And this was before the lockdown, Arsenal. Going from that to lockdown to Speakstar. Robert says, how the hell were we competing for a title back in 2015, 2016 against Leicester? Because that's when we were still pretty decent and we had Arsene Wenger. And Arsene Wenger was a pretty decent manager. That's what I mean. He was so good that even with the mediocre team that he had, he would still be challenging. Any other manager would have just, probably got us relegated. And he had us challenging. But you know what? The fact that Leicester won that is still very embarrassing, It's not a good look on us, to be honest with you. That Leicester team was not better than that Arsenal team. I'll be honest with you, but it is what it is. Thank God for the ownership we have. I believe they have had definitely speaks. I agree with you. Unpopular opinion: Wes Morgan in the 2015-16 title-winning season was really mid. Yeah, I guess so. Robert says he was only good because he was a good leader. He was a terrible player. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he wasn't a great player. I don't know if he was a good leader, to be honest with you, but I guess so, maybe. Oof. Manchester City still going for it. Semenyo with the through ball, but David Raya gets it. Beeks says everyone played crap in that season. I know. I mean, look at Tottenham. I think Tottenham was competing for the title that season, weren't they? Didn't they as well try to get there? I mean, they were kind of disheartened about that season because they felt like if Leicester should have won it. I mean, they really should be embarrassed because they've never won the Premier League. The fact that Leicester's won the Premier League and they haven't, that says it all. At least we had won it before then already. Robert says everyone hates me for that, but I genuinely think that nah, there's no hate, mate. But everyone's got their opinion, innit? If you got your opinion, you stick by it. Is what it is. You gotta go with what you believe and what you think is correct, and what your opinion is. You shouldn't care what other people think. If that's how you feel and that's what your opinion is, it is what it is. Leicester, Arsenal, Chelsea, and United top four. Was it, or was Tottenham not there or thereabouts as well? I vaguely remember Tottenham was in the running as well. Maybe they dropped off later in the season. Was Tottenham not there? Were they not there or thereabouts? For some reason, yeah, Tottenham was third, right? I don't know. I remember Tottenham being there or thereabouts. To be honest with you, but I might be mistaken because I thought it wasn't it Leicester first, Arsenal second, Tottenham third. Let's have a look. Oh, stop it, man. Oh, Leicester, Arsenal, Spurs. Yeah, Spurs came third. Yes, I knew they were there about. But look at even the points, 70 points, and we had 71 points. We were only ahead of Spurs by 1 point. Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah, I knew they were there about. I mean, they were competing with us as well. Like, but Leicester, 10 points. They won the league by 10 points. That is crazy. That is crazy. I think that Arsenal, Spurs, Man City, Man United, Southampton came sixth that season. West Ham came seventh. West Ham's not even in the Premier League no more. Neither is Leicester, but Liverpool came eighth. Stoke came ninth. Chelsea came 10th. Chelsea came 10th that season. What was the season they won the Champions League? That was 2013-14, wasn't it? But yeah, they had a terrible spell as well, but they won the Champions League at some point. Peaks says, I don't know why I thought Chelsea was there. No, they came 10th, mate. I really remember that day, the day before we lost and we couldn't catch up. Yeah, it was mental. I remember that day as well. Peaks is like, God damn, Chelsea finished 10th that season. And then Tottenham draw at the bridge from a Hazard goal. Yeah, was that that was the battle at the bridge, wasn't it? Hey! Saka nearly with another goal. Unlucky, son. Robert says, I forgot Stoke and Swansea, and that was in the Prem League. Peak Barclays football. Trust me. I still can't believe that Southampton came sixth that season. They went into Europe. I didn't even remember that. I'll be honest with you guys. Back to this game now. Man City look terrible. If this is the Man City, I mean, look, they keep giving the ball away. Oscar Bob just played it out. This team looks dysfunctional. They don't look together. If this is the team that Enzo Maresca is going to try and win anything with, I highly doubt they'll do. They'll be even in the top four this season. I don't see Manchester City competing for anything. I don't see them doing very well this season. If this is what it looks like Pep Guardiola's left at the right time. Here's Ryan, the jerky turkey, still going. Here's Semenyo. Ooh, and David Raya again with a fantastic save. My God, David Raya's, he's taking him out of the top bins every time. Straight out the top drawer for David Raya. Peaks says, seeing West Brom, Swansea, Stoke, and Watford feels like a fever dream. Sunderland versus Stoke on Sky Sport 2 and Arsenal versus Swansea on Sky Sport 1 on the Barclays Premier League. And guess what? Aston Villa got relegated that season, Can you believe that? Aston Villa, Norwich, and Newcastle were relegated that season. Mental. Mental. Look, player of the match contenders, Martin Odegaard, Christos Solis, and Kai Havertz. What did I tell you, Peaksters? Martin Odegaard and Christos Solis. I named both of them as man of the matches. I think it will go to Martin Odegaard slightly more. I know Christos Solis got two he got 2 assists, but Martin Odegaard looked on fire today. But either one, whoever gets it, I'm happy for either of them. Because this is how times have changed. Robert says Aston Villa Newcastle was really bad during the Premier League Barclays era. Yeah. Do you guys remember when it used to be called the Carling Premiership? And it wasn't even Barclays yet in the 90s. And then it then became Barclays Premiership, and then it became the Barclays Premier League. But it used to be called the Carling Premiership. Peter says, brother, I wasn't even born then. Robert says, Carling Premiership, such an old boy. I trust me, I remember that. That's around the times when Blackburn won it. It was called the Carling Premiership. That's when we still had bloody what's his name? We still had George Graham as our manager. Eberici Eze coming on in the last sort of 10 minutes of the game. Looks like who's it? Martin Odegaard went off. Oh, that's a shame. That means definitely they're going to give man of the match to Solis. Solis will definitely get man of the match. The fact that they substituted Martin Odegaard and kept Solis on. Yeah, this Manchester City guys, I'll be honest, they're not going to do much. Robert says, I forgot Blackburn won the Premier League. Well, they won the Premiership. It wasn't the Premier League yet. But yeah, it was, what was it? 95? 95, 96. They had Alan Shearer. And what's his name? No, definitely. Solis also deserves it, says Peakster. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. 100%. He did get 2 assists. The man got that youth. Definitely. 100%. I did think Martin Odegaard did that little bit better. That sums them up. You see what happened just now with Semenyo? That half-heartedness. You see when Pep Guardiola was in, he would have never done that. He couldn't control the ball and went out for a goal kick. That sums Manchester City up in a nutshell. That half-hearted, didn't know whether to go for the ball or not, couldn't control it well, didn't really care when it went out. That sums them up in a nutshell. I mean, if this is what they're gonna be playing like in this season, yeah, they're not gonna go nowhere. Robert says Manchester City are playing like old City. Yeah, City under Sven-Göran Eriksson. Who remembers that? When they were owned by Thai people and not Arabs. Oh my God! Rayan the jerky turkey gets taken now by Solis. It's a free kick. Man City fans are leaving the grounds. It's an exodus. Movement of City people. They're not happy. Enzo. Pixar says Enzo came in with that Chelsea mentality. I told you he's not up to scratch for this level of football, mate. Not yet anyway. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt though. It's only the Community Shield so far. It's only the first game. But here's Man City with a free kick. Rayan the jerky turkey. See that ball again from him? That sums them up. Ridiculous ball. Absolutely ridiculous. Pixar says, is there a fire drill? Must be, because they're exiting, boy. City are going to be playing in the main road or the City of Manchester Stadium. They're probably going back to Main Road. That's what they're playing like they're playing back at Main Road. Definitely. There must be. Yeah, Pixar just said that too. Is there a fire drill? There must be, because and it must be in the city end as well. Here's Donnarumma. Oscar Bob. Semenyo. Look how easy. Look, Solis. Solis just grabs the ball from the... Hey, Declan Rice gets his pocket picked. That's fairly unusual by Husanov. Ball goes to the other side. It's Gvardiol now. Jack Grealish. Will City get their goal? Arsenal are trying to keep a clean sheet, defending with the whole team. And Jack Grealish loses the ball and it's an Arsenal goal kick. Player of the match, Martin Odegaard. What did I tell you, Peakstar? It did go to Martin Odegaard. I thought just maybe they're going to give it to Solis after when they took him off, but I was right. Martin Odegaard did get the man of the match. He's had a fantastic game. He's had an absolutely fantastic game. Robert says, no, Peaks says, guess someone lit a red flare in the section. Definitely. Yep. Mosquera with a great clearance just now. Robert says 115 charges will rebuild main road. Might be seeing Alfreton Town or Kettering Town or Gateshead or Oxford City. Well, they're good teams, man. Peaks says, and they're going to say we parked the bus. I don't care what they say. Park the bus with 3 goals. We were all over them, mate. Or Peterborough Sports or Bradford Parking Motors. Come on, Arsenal! First trophy of the season. Not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. We had a mixed bag in pre-season, but here's Oscar Bob with his bleached head. What a tackle. What a tackle by Hikapié. Here's Gyökeres, and he gives the ball away. His only contribution to the game is to give the ball away. Gyökeres needs to get out of the club, man, honestly. Come on, man. Here's Semenyo. I bet you Semenyo regrets joining Man City now. And Mark Gahey, they were both linked with Arsenal. Ooh! Man City nearly got their goal, but here's David Raya to clear it. That was a dangerous ball in the 6-yard box. Now Gyökeres chasing Vardio, or is it Ruben Neves? 3 minutes of injury time. Arsenal, 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 Arsenal. It's not just the fact that we won 3-0. We battered them. We laid the smackdown on Manchester City. This is a fantastic start. This is a kind of a precedent that we're setting for the rest of the season. And it's a message that we're sending everyone out, or that we're sending out to everyone. Mosquera now a foul on Omar Marmoush, who has gone down as if his back broke. Oh, relax, man. He's like, oh, my back. Oh. Peaks says, if he gets 20 plus goals, would you change your mind? Depends on how he gets those goals. If 15 of them are penalties, then no. If he gets 20 open goals, yeah, definitely. If he gets 20 goals and they're all from open play and he worked hard to get those goals, yeah. But if he's scoring like 12, 15 penalties in the season, and are you talking about just Premier League or you're talking about like all competition? Because don't forget, we're in 4 competitions. If he plays week in, week out in all those competitions, he needs to be getting more than 20 goals. But if you're talking about 20 goals just Premier League, then yeah, definitely. And hopefully they're not just all penalties. I just don't see it happening, man. Honestly, Peakstar, I know you like him, but I just don't see it happening. Every time I see him play, it's substandard. Here he comes now. Here he comes now with the press. He's chasing. He knows he's not going to get there. Gabriel now controls the ball. Peaks says, we ain't getting near 15 pence. He'd be surprised. Yeah, just Premier League goals. If it's from open play, definitely. 100%. Yeah, I'll change my mind. If he's able to get just 20 Premier League goals. If he does that this season, then yeah, then I'll be like, okay, let's look forward then. Let's see if he can stay that consistent. I just don't see it happening. I'll be honest with you, Peakstar. I don't see it happening. Here's Semenyo. Hikapié with great defending again. Gabriel helping him. It's a free kick for Arsenal. And the game is done. Arsenal. Come on, boys. Fantastic, fantastic game. I wish we had played like this in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. We got the first trophy of the season in the bank. Let's go. Robert says, let's get the sextuple: Virtu, Shield League, Carabao, FA, and Champions League. What's a Virtu? So Community Shield, Premier League, Carabao, FA Cup, and the Champions League. What's a Virtu? Is that like what you're talking about there? What's that, like the Emirates Cup or something? Virtu? Community Shield, Premier League, Carabao, FA Cup, Champions League. That's 5. What's the 6? Pixie says we aren't getting near that amount of pens with the refs the Premier League has. Yeah, well, you never know. If we're more attacking this season. Robert says we won the plate, guys. Come on, lads. More dinner on the plate. Nah, it's just fantastic, guys. Well done. It's great for us to have the first trophy. I know a lot of teams don't consider this as a trophy. I do. It's the first of the set. I said Virtu Motors trophies. Is that even a thing? I don't even know that was a thing. Hey. Hull against Manchester United, Saturday, 11 a.m. Who saw Manchester United lose against AC Milan? Did you guys watch that game? Robert says, we genuinely are competing in that with a second team. Are we? I think, what is that? Virtu Motors trophy? Are you joking me? What the hell is that? Is that like the girls' team or something? Oh yeah, look at this. The Virtu Trophy, officially the EFL Trophy, is an annual English football knockout tournament. It features all 48 clubs from League 1 and League 2, alongside 16 invited Category 1 Academy under-21 teams from the Premier League and the Championship. Oh shit! Robert was actually telling the truth. Oh my god. I can't believe it. I thought you were joking. I'm like, Virtu? What's that? Bristol Street Motors Trophy. It's sponsored the Virtu. My god, I didn't even know about this, man. Wow. Yeah, but you know, it's like you said, it's the under 21s that are playing. Isaac, they won 3-0. They won 3-0. Don't worry, you can watch the highlights on YouTube. They'll put the highlights on there soon, man. But Arsenal won the FA Community Shield Trophy. It's the first trophy that's in the bag. But yeah, Peakster, guess what? Robert is right. There is another competition Arsenal are in, but it's an under 21 competition. That is crazy. Robert says, bring the Virtu home, lads. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I would not be surprised if they do. But look, I want to say there's some League 1 and League 2 teams that might have some veterans in there that might be slightly better than the under 21 team from the Premier League or Championship. But let's see. Yeah, bring it home. You're right. There's definitely 6 trophies up for grabs this season. All right, guys. Martin Odegaard, man of the match. Fantastic game. Listen, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is the first stream of the season. And it's a good start. It's a 3-0 win. I will be back for the Coventry game. So Arsenal Coventry. I'm going to do as many games as I can. There will be games that are going to be played on a Saturday that I'm working. But hopefully, other than that, I'm going to try and do as many. I should be able to do most of the Champions League games. Yeah, so I'm going to do as much as I can. So hopefully everyone join me. Robert says, just sneak Max Dowman, Wanyeri, Miles Lewis, Skelly, and all of them. Yeah, you can do. If they allow it. They're all under 21, so why not? Yeah, thank you for everyone that's joined me today. Isaac says, yes, but I'm Zane. Oh, okay, Zane. How are you, mate? You all right? I didn't know you're using the same account as Isaac. But yeah, thank you for joining me as well, Zane. Don't worry, you can watch the highlights on YouTube now. We won 3-0. But thank you all for joining me. Isaac, Omar, Zayn, all of you. Robert, Peakster, Sensoon. There was another Robert that came in earlier. An Aston Villa fan as well. Thank you for joining us. Everyone that hasn't subscribed, subscribe please. But yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you for joining me. Arsenal won the FA Charity Shield. The first trophy in the bag. See ya. Peace. Thank you for the stream. Anytime, Robert. God bless you. I'll see you against Coventry. Be there or be square. But thank you, guys. Thank you all for joining me. And I'll see you soon. Adios, amigo.